Hello class, this is your chapter 6 recursion, lecture number 1. Okay, so we are going to start a new chapter. So, what is recursion? So basically, recursion means the function that call itself either directly or indirectly. That is recursion. You people know what is function. Okay. So when a function is called itself again and again, so this is a recursion. Okay. And you have noticed this thing in many programs. Okay. So here this def a is a function and in this function I am calling b. So this is a function calling in the common function. Okay. So by this way, you people had already called this function. Okay. So this is a simple calling of the function within another function. What is recursive function? So recursive function means that call itself to complete its working. That is recursion. So here in this code, you can see the first one. This def a, in this a is calling itself. Okay, so it is a recursive function. In this second one, this sum, so this sum is also calling itself. So hence it is also a recursion. So here is the program of factorial. What is this? In this the function is def fact n. If n is equal to 1, then return 1. Else return n multiplied by fact n minus 1. Okay, and then the answer is fact. Then the print statement is the factorial is fact 5. You want to calculate the factorial of 5. So the answer is the factorial is 120. Okay, so here the function fact is calling itself again and again. So when this function will call again and again, then it will hold the result, and at the last when this condition will reach, then it will come out of the loop and the compiler will go back to the print statement and it will print the fact. Okay, so this is the program of factorial of a number. Next is recursion types. So recursion is of two types, that is direct recursion and indirect recursion. Direct recursion means when a function is calling itself. Okay, that is direct recursion. In direct recursion, you can see def a and a is calling itself. So this is direct. In indirect recursion, this function def a, in a b is calling and in b function a is calling. Okay. So here a is calling b and b function is calling a. So this is indirect recursion. So there are two types of recursion. Next is this why we use this recursive function, because when we have a big computation problem, then also we use a recursive function, and it also decrease the complexity of the program. Okay, it will decrease the complexity. Now next is second point is a recursive procedure has a two parts. One is the base case and second is the recursive step. So it is mandatory that you have to use the base case. If the base case is missing, so that loop will keep on going. Okay, it will not end. So you have to enter a base case, valid base case, so that you just come out from the loop. Next is a recursive code should be able to understand where to stop the recursion. Okay, otherwise another loop will be continued and will show an error. So you can see here this loop will go infinite. You can see this function 1. Here the statement is hello function 2. Function 2 is calling. Now in function 2, yes function 1 and function 2 is calling. And I am calling this function 1. When the cursor compiler will go here, then it will call function 2. And in function 2 is calling itself again and again. Okay. So this loop will be continued and hence this is not a sensible recursive code. And it will give you error when the maximum recursion depth exceed. So at the end this error will come. Recursion error. This maximum recursion depth exceed. Okay. So this is infinite loop. So to a correct and the sensible recursive code fulfills the following requirement. That is, it requires a case which contain the recursive calling. This base case should be reachable to give parameter or argument. It can be termed as a stopping case, which is essential to have. It has a recursive case in which function call itself. Okay, so you have to write the base case and the recursive case. So this is a program. In this you have to print the sum of n numbers. Sum of n numbers. So here is the code. This def sum of n. Here you will pass the num. Print in this pass num is num. If num is equal to 1, then return 1. So this is the base case. Okay. When the value of num is 1, then it will just come out of the loop. Next is else. In else part, it will return num plus sum of n, n minus 1. So it is recursive. N minus 1, it will decrease the value of n. Okay. When the value of num is 1, then it will go to the if block and just come out of the loop. Okay. So here in the main program, you will write n is equal to int, input enter a number. Now sum equal to sum of n. You have to pass the value of n and then sum of n numbers. Okay, so you can see here that I have used the base case and the recursive case both. Next is so how this program will execute. So first of all, the function calling statement is sum of n 5. Now this 5 plus sum of n 4, because here the statement is num plus sum of n and num minus 1. So value of num is 5. Now sum of n is 4. Again the function will call this sum. So next time when the loop will run, then 5 plus num value is now 4. Now sum of n is 3. So it will calculate the sum of 3 values. So now 5 plus 4 plus 2, 3. Again the value decrease now because I have used there n minus 1. That's why the value is 2 now. Now the next is sum plus 4 plus 3 plus 2, sum of n is 1. So when the sum of n is 1, then the if block will execute. Okay, and in this first the sum of n is 1, so 1 will return. Now first this bracket will solve. Now the next one, okay, so it will give you 3. So 3 plus 3, 6. Now 6 plus 4 is 10 and then 5 plus 10 is 15. Okay, so as soon as this base condition evaluates to true, it returns 1 and then function terminates. So this is the working of your sum of n numbers. Now how a recursive function works. So in this, a computer sets a stack. It is known as a function stack. Okay, so this function stack is a stack of frames. In this function, every stack is a kind of frame so that it will calculate the computation. It will calculate the particular statement. So at every call of function, new parameter value gets pushed to the stack. The top of the stack always contains parameter value of the last call. So when base case evaluates to true, values from stack needs to pop out one by one and result is to be returned after calculations. Okay, so this way your recursive function works. So for this class, it is now done. So in this class, you have learned that how recursive function work and how will you write a simple recursive code. Okay, and what is recursion? What are the types of recursion? So the homework is you have to revise these topic, okay, and you have to make notes in your notebook. Try to make a separate notebook. In that you have to write the definitions and write the codes. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day.